One of the massive overhauls that came with Build 42 is the new ranged weapon system. For those of you who started playing the unstable version, one of the first things you may have noticed upon spawning into the world is the M9, 5 mags, and box of ammo in your inventory. Many of us have taken it as the indie stone respecting our God-given American right, but unfortunately this won't be a feature that stays when the stable version releases. Instead, this is intended to allow for player feedback, which has shown the system isn't exactly functional. However, over on the subreddit, u/HeroniorFan 2021 and u/Lemmy101, one of the developers at the Indie Stone, have both released a comprehensive guide, which I will be using throughout this video. So without further ado, let's look into the new system. When going to aim a ranged weapon, we are now met with a reticle. This is used to hover over the target we want to hit, with a red dot appearing when we have the best chance of hitting our intended target, essentially locking on to it. The size of the reticle can also vary and represents the spread of the weapon. This is affected by many different factors, such as movement, character skill, and the amount of negative moodles active at the time of taking the shot. The smaller the reticle, the better, as you are decreasing the spread for the bullet's trajectory. Outside of the new UI, the system for shooting has also been completely rebuilt, with the world now having a full 3D physics ballistic model and an actual projectile leaving the gun with each shot. Lemmy has spoke on how this differs from the old system, stating, "In the previous system, guns were not really guns per se, but long-range melee weapons. Nothing is really fired. You're pretty much hitting zombies with a big, long, invisible stick that makes a bang noise and deducts some ammo from the weapon." The aim of the new system is to be more akin to an FPS system and adds more player skill to the game through this addition. With Lemmy saying, quote, "The goal is to not only make the shooting model more realistic and more satisfying to engage with, but to also add a skill element to the gunplay to make it more interesting to engage with, especially ultimately in multiplayer once that is introduced." Further, with the introduction of physical projectiles, Lemmy discussed how the team is hoping to make arrows and crossbow bolts more feasible, as well as allowing for the player to be able to throw stones and other items and hit an intended target or interact with other items within the world. But back to the system, what exactly is it that we're working with? The best clarification, as made evident by the subreddit, a work in progress, which completely makes sense, as this is still the unstable version of Build 42. However, some of the feedback players have provided consisted of constant gun jams, misses from laughably short distances, and not being able to hit a single target with about 15 zombos standing right in front of them. In response to this, Lemmy has shared that gun jam frequency will be reduced and target distance will be better calculated for in eventual patches. Further, there is far more tuning that will be done for this system as these patches come along, which is very exciting to hear. As for the skill required for shooting, u/HeroniorFan 2021 had done some research on the system in debug mode. They had found that pistols are basically unusable for players under aiming level 4, and instead recommended they use the tried and true shotgun method until reaching that level. From levels 4 to 6, shot frequency plays a major role in your aim, so it is better to take a couple well-placed shots, run away a little bit, and then make a couple more. Once reaching levels 7 to 10, the player will actually be relatively lethal with their weapon, and now weapon attachments will make the biggest difference in shots rather than the skills from the character. Outside of skill, actual shot placement now plays a bigger role in hit chance as well. The center dot of the reticle is your shot placement, and the area of the body it is aimed at will affect the chance of the shot landing and the damage done. So though aiming for the head may increase the damage, it'll also significantly lower the hit chance. Much as in real life, center mass will be the best place to aim at in terms of hit chance and damage done to the target. So when making your shots, aim at the torso of the zombo for the best results. u/HeroniorFan 2021 had also touched on the range caps of the weapons as well. Pistols are best for short-range shots and increase in range with higher aiming levels. Shotguns are good for close to mid-range, as well as carbines, such as the M14 and M16. Rifles are best for long-range shots and can extend even further with the right scopes attached. Overall, the ranged weapon system still needs a decent amount of adjustments, as well as some more polish applied. But this was an expectation set in order for the Unstable to be released prior to Christmas. Though it is still in its infancy, the many details and intended patches make for a very exciting addition to the game, and will certainly be fun to play around with once the stable version of Build 42 releases. But that's pretty much all I have for this video. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.